Please welcome Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, George Oliver.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Investor Day. It's been a number of years since we've been together for an Investor Day, and I couldn't be more excited to update you on our strategies, the progress we've made over the last 4 years, and more important, about how we're positioned over the next 3 years to deliver above-market growth with very strong returns. As I said, I'm not only excited to talk about our strategies, but more important, articulate what we see to be the vision of buildings going forward, the future of buildings, and why Johnson Controls is positioned to win. We have an incredible portfolio that spans multiple building systems today. We're in a very attractive market, $300 billion, but a market that's got strong secular trends underway that's going to be accelerating our market opportunity. We've got a proven product technology leadership that combined with now OpenBlue truly differentiates the solutions that we can bring to our customers and ultimately leverage our direct channel. We've been a demonstrated leader with ESG as Johnson Controls, but now more important, how we're partnering with our customers to ultimately deliver on their objectives. We've got a strong leadership team in place that you'll see today in positioning the company to deliver top-tier financial performance while we're creating very attractive shareholder returns. You know, we are a leader in a very attractive market, as I said, $300 billion in position to perform across all of the segments we compete in today. And more important, that as you look at the secular trends that are well underway within our space, decarbonization, healthy buildings, and smart buildings, that represents in aggregate a $250 billion opportunity over the next decade. And we're going to lay out today how we're positioned to be able to now capitalize on this incredible opportunity. As I said, in aggregate, it's $250 billion. And as we lay out each one of these strategies today, they will amount to something greater. But the common thread is the OpenBlue digital solutions. And we didn't want to overestimate what the opportunity is in aggregate. And we've been on a journey to be the smart building solutions leader right from the merger that was completed back in 2016 of Tyco and Johnson Controls. We've gone through incredible change with transformation over the last 4 years, focusing on building strong business fundamentals, upgrading our leadership and making sure we had the right mix of talent, being able to redeploy investment in our product technology, at the same time that we're investing in OpenBlue, and we've been streamlining the portfolio with the most significant transaction selling the Power Solutions business. So now with OpenBlue, with our combined capabilities, we're now positioned to lead and ultimately lead the market with growth and ultimately delivering very attractive returns. Now, as you look at our portfolio today, you know, we report through 4 different segments. And when you look to the right, the $24 billion, very nice mix between HVAC, fire and security. And if you look at the business mix, what's interesting here is not only do we have a strong product business through our indirect channels, but our ability now to truly differentiate our direct channel, not only with product, but now with OpenBlue, that truly now builds recurring service revenue. And Ganesh Ramaswamy is going to talk to you more about that today. We've got a very balanced global footprint. When you look at the globe, we're just short of 50% outside of North America. And within that, about $7 billion are derived in the key growth markets, where we've been reinvesting and positioning to win where the growth will occur. And then as you look at what we do globally, not only do we leverage our scale, but more important about how do we take that scale locally, whether it be how we design new products, how we build a supply chain locally, but most important, how we deliver for our customers locally through our direct channel. That is going to be a key differentiator going forward. And we're serving the most mission-critical vertical markets with a full breadth of solutions that meet their life cycle needs, not only from the product, but how we design solutions that are differentiated in the key verticals we support, to how we provide the operating services, and then ultimately the service over the life cycle through recurring revenues. And as you look at our verticals today, we're very strong in institutional. You know, we support over 6,000 hospitals globally, and that represents an incredible opportunity, not only with our core business, but now as we differentiate the outcomes, the ability to be able to now capitalize on the opportunity that we see there. In school districts, we support 6,000 school districts in the US and 1,900 higher ed universities. Again, with the ability to be able to pull it all together into differentiated solutions within those verticals, we're now positioned to be able to achieve their needs and solve the problems that they're looking to solve. And then as you go into government, we've been very strong in government historically. Now with some of these new commitments around net zero carbon emissions and health and safety, just an incredible opportunity to leverage that base, especially with the position that we have in federal government buildings. And then you'll see commercial and industrial. Although there's a lot of disruption that's been happening, it is actually playing to our strengths. And how do we now position to be able to serve those spaces differently, addressing some of their more pressing needs around sustainability, health and safety, as well as we create smart infrastructure supporting those verticals. Now we get a lot of questions about our structure and how we report our businesses. What I'll simplify it by saying it's how we go to market and ultimately how we serve our customers. So let me start with global products. Today we have almost $9 billion in revenue, and this is where we serve our customers through our distribution, our indirect channel. And most of that business is residential HVAC, light commercial HVAC, as well as fire and security products. It's been incredibly successful, our ability to be able to lead through our product technology, and then making sure we've got the distribution with the full line card to be able to serve their customers. Now, if you go to the right, when you look at our field-based business, roughly about $15 billion, what we call building solutions. And this is where we take our applied product in HVAC, fire and security, as well as industrial refrigeration, and we configure differentiated solutions. We create an install base, we then maybe operate that install base for the customer, and most important, we service that install base. Now historically, it's been through more mechanical services, and we're going to talk a lot today about how we're differentiating our services to be able to change the business model so that all of what we do in this space ultimately becomes recurring revenue as we look towards the future. It's all built on product technology and then our ability to be able to lead through our OpenBlue technology that enables this differentiation. We also get a lot of questions about, do you need HVAC controls, fire and security within the portfolio to be successful? It starts with our vision of being the smart building solutions leader. All of this sensoring, all of these multiple systems truly are needed to create a smart building. And it's about not only sensoring and detecting, but then analyzing and then being able to respond to be able to deliver an important outcome depending on what problem you're trying to solve. So as you look at this, we have incredible installed base today with these systems, which gives us an opportunity not only on the installed base to be able to upgrade and bring forward, but also our ability to be able to truly disrupt the built environment as we build new infrastructure. That combines with OpenBlue. Within our technology stack, OpenBlue is where all of this sensoring and detection comes together, establishes one data platform, and then applies analytics and AI that truly is focused on delivering an outcome through an application. There are hundreds of opportunities to be able to create value for our customers with multiple applications. And so it's about making sure we've got all of the data, we've got the AI capabilities, and then we're focusing on the outcomes that are typically tied to sustainability, healthy buildings, productivity, and then ultimately creating a digital foundation that ultimately creates a smart building. Now, Vijay Sankaran is going to talk to you today about the limits of the individual systems operating alone with the inability to be able to apply a lot of analytics, but now combined within one digital platform, the outcomes that can be now created to learn, adapt, and respond that ultimately delivers the most attractive outcomes for our customers. The other big important fundamental that we have is our direct channel, which we believe as these trends continue becomes a real competitive advantage. With 12,000 frontline salespeople and over 6,000 frontline installers, we have 15,000 frontline service technicians operating out of 2,000 locations. Now, historically, it was more viewed as a installation contracting business and then ultimately get the mechanical services break fix. But now what's happening is not only being able to take that installed base, bring that forward with digital technologies, but truly differentiate now with the analytics and the outcomes that can be achieved with our delivering technology-enabled solutions. And most important, now we see, especially with these secular trends, the ability to be able to put all of that together, be innovative in how we work with our customers in structuring these type of agreements, but focusing on an outcome that ultimately becomes a recurring revenue for us within our service business model. Now let me give you an example here, and this is a simple example where we take our applied product and ultimately show the multiples of revenue that we get through the life cycle. Now traditionally, we were positioned more as deploy a mechanical solution in the installed base and ultimately perform the break and fix, maintenance, repair, service required through the life cycle. And that was a very attractive model for us. I mean, that where you take $1 of product and you get 5 times that through the life cycle. What we've been working on is how do we then differentiate what we do and create more recurring revenue and ultimately a higher multiple of the product that we deploy within our customers. As we sit here today, as we connect our equipment today and ultimately begin to extract the data and apply new services, we can get to a 7 times multiple. And that's what we're doing today. More important now as we look towards the future, and we'll talk a lot today about sustainability and decarbonization, healthy buildings, smart buildings, we can be positioned to get a 10 times multiple of revenue on the technology that we deploy in the solutions that we serve our customers with. So a look ahead, there are 4 key pillars that we're executing on to be positioned to be able to deliver the outperformance on top line and very attractive returns. It starts with culture and leadership. It's about accelerating our growth strategies that we're going to spend most of the time on today through the presentations you'll see. It's about very strong margin expansion and closing the gap to our peers and delivering very strong returns. And then it's using the strong free cash flow with a very, very attractive capital allocation plan. Let me start with leadership and culture. It takes years to change, cultures, and this is something that we've been very conscious on, very deliberate in how we're building a high-performance culture. And it's been about not only upgrading our leadership, but then remixing our talent to be able to deliver on the future. It's been about bringing in a lot of talent from tech companies that bring the acumen and the technical skills required not only to lead businesses and ultimately lead sales, but more important, how do we continue to strengthen the software capabilities that we've put together into one structure within Vijay Sankaran's business. And all of that has been combined with the ability to not only take growth leaders internally as well as externally that have a proven reputation for delivering growth and how they work outside in with customers, understanding problems, and then configuring in a very agile approach solutions that ultimately deliver on these customer problems. All of the growth strategies you see here today, we've got this structure in place to be able to deliver on the opportunities that we see going forward. And all of what we do is built on a strong core set of values. Now, core to our culture is zero harm to our people and to the environment. And this is something that has been, from a long-term standpoint, been fundamental to the company, focusing on zero harm to our people and the customers that we support, focused on the health and well-being of our employees and their families, and ultimately making sure that we're positioned to get to zero harm with the environment and the communities that we live and work. We've made great progress. It is part of our DNA. We've made great progress, and I think we're positioned to take all of our success and bring it to a whole new level over the next 3 years. Sustainability has been a cornerstone for the company over decades. ESG is not new to the company. We've been able to make commitments. We've been recognized for the performance of achieving those commitments. And we've been included in, I think, 40 indices, from an ESG perspective. Now, we're not done. I mean, it's clear that there's more work to be done. And we've recently unveiled very ambitious new ESG commitments that it's going to take our performance to a whole new level. Our Chief Sustainability Officer, Katie McGinty, is going to share with you today not only a little bit more details about those commitments, but how this is embedded in all of the work we do. And you're going to hear this throughout the presentations today. Now, the second pillar is accelerating our growth strategies. And this is where we're going to spend most of the time today. And it's about taking the incredible leadership that we've developed in our products and now through our technology in OpenBlue, and how we're focusing those on delivering what we see to be big secular trends within buildings, decarbonization, healthy buildings, smart buildings, while at the same time we're operating and outperforming in our core, focusing on enterprise accounts, expanding in growth regions, and ultimately delivering differentiation in the key verticals that we support. Now on the right, it's all about how do we leverage product, technology, create solutions, and ultimately drive to recurring revenue, which is why services is so important. And we're going to talk a lot about that today with the strength of what we do holistically is what differentiates us to be able to deliver on that business model. And all of this is focused on outside in, understanding our customers' strategy, their priorities, and then making sure that we're positioned to serve the outcomes that they're looking for to be successful. The first is decarbonization. Now, buildings represent 40% of the global carbon footprint. And most CEOs, most companies, most governments have made commitments to get to net zero carbon emission. So this problem has to be solved. And we're positioned to be able to solve that problem with the combined capabilities that we have. This is all supported with changing public policy, as well as now new building regulations that are coming into play. So it's clear that this isn't futuristic, this is now. And our opportunity that we see here is roughly $240 billion over the next decade. It does build upon our strength in HVAC, combined with our building management systems in OpenBlue. And it does go back to how do we not only address the installed base and be able to bring that installed base forward to be able to achieve the reductions necessary, but more important, now disrupt the future and how we can truly differentiate how new infrastructure is built. It's built on our market leadership and ultimately includes very innovative deal structures that are tied to the outcomes that we can deliver for our customers. The second is healthy buildings. It's clear that the pandemic has brought that to the forefront here in the need to significantly upgrade buildings from a health and safety standpoint. I don't believe now with that awareness, that's not going to change going forward. So this is here and now. And we see this market to be $10 to $15 billion, and our ability to be able to serve this is not through one of our domains. It's through the combination of our domains that ultimately builds a portfolio of indoor environmental quality solutions that enable us to be able to address the most pressing challenges that our customers are looking to solve. It does take our equipment combined with all of our building management systems that most important is all of the sensoring that now comes together within one platform, now providing the solutions necessary to be able to win. Ganesh Ramaswamy is going to talk more about this today with our 5-pillar solution that ultimately positions us to capitalize on this very attractive market. Now, the next growth strategy is smart buildings and really disrupting the built environment. Now, as you look at the market today, it's $25 billion. And this is mainly software that's brought into buildings, standalone, separate from the multiple systems that exist today. Very small. But we see this space growing very nicely, double-digit growth over the next decade to be roughly about a $70 billion market. And it's clear to me that as we position our capabilities with OpenBlue, there is absolutely an increasing acceptance that now the digital offerings and services deliver real economic value to our customers. And again, it takes what we do not only in each of our separate domains, but brings it all together in a unifying software structure with OpenBlue that now creates the outcomes that are differentiating in each of the verticals that we ultimately support. And most important, we've got the strong go-to-market capabilities in place today, and we've been transforming those capabilities with digital acumen and now positioned to be able to lead in this space and truly capitalize on this opportunity. The next is digital services, really changing the way that not only our core services businesses by incorporating connectivity and the use of data in the traditional market, but more important, how we use that as a platform to ultimately lead towards smart buildings going forward. Today, the market's about $150 billion. It's very fragmented and mainly break-fix type service work. And as we have been digitizing, we're seeing an incredible opportunity with the connectivity, with the use of data to add new services to that installed base, and more important, on a go-forward basis, get a much higher level of recurring revenue. It's really all about not only the broad capabilities that we bring to the market, the global footprint that we have in how we serve our customers, but then truly enabling them with the digital technologies that truly differentiate the outcomes that they can deliver for their customers. All of these growth strategies are supported with our product and technology leadership. And it's focused on the reinvestments that we've made over the last 5 years has truly differentiated what we do. And you'll see on the right that we've been granted over 1,300 patents over the last 5 years. And when you look at the mix of those patents, a lot of that is around our digital capabilities within our building management systems, and now significant patents now supporting our OpenBlue platform. And when I look at our successes today from where we were to where we are, we now have the broadest building technology portfolio. We've focused on capabilities and differentiation to be able to address the most pressing needs. Good example is best-in-class heat pump portfolio addressing sustainability. We've been focused on digital, believing that as we take just the incredible base that we've had historically, digitize that base, differentiate with the connectivity and the data, we have an incredible opportunity to fundamentally disrupt the environment. And that's what we're doing with our building automation systems, now combined with OpenBlue, the use of data, analytics, and focusing on the outcomes that now we can deliver. Our third pillar is the aggressive productivity program that we have announced here over the last 6 months. It's built on sustained 30 basis points of base margin improvement with the core as we continue to deliver market growth. And then as you look at the opportunity that we have with SG&A, we add another $300 million of cost out. And then with our COGS effort, improving our gross margins, another $250 million. This positions us to be able to significantly increase our margins, expand our margins over the next 3 years. And Olivier Leonetti is going to be updating you more on where we are and ultimately how we're going to execute this over the next 3 years. And then the fourth pillar is disciplined capital allocation. It's clear that we have made significant improvement in how we're delivering free cash flow. That has provided us to be able to put together a very attractive capital allocation framework, supporting a competitive dividend with growth in line with our earnings growth, being able to deliver steady share repurchases, and being able to deploy 100% of our free cash back to our shareholders, and being able to be opportunistic here in how we ultimately execute M&A. 1% to 2% of additional growth above and beyond what we achieve organically with very attractive opportunity for us. Now let me sum it up as I started here today and simplify. It's all about we're in an incredible market, the $300 billion of core market that we're positioned to perform. And what's extremely exciting is the secular trends that are underway today, and why Johnson Controls is positioned very differently to be able to now capitalize on these trends, which are accelerators to the market that we see over the next decade. It's built on a very strong portfolio that crosses a number of building systems. The fundamentals are built on product technology combined with OpenBlue technology that enables us now to leverage our direct channel and be able to change the outcomes that can ultimately be achieved in the buildings that we support. It's through demonstrated ESG leadership, not only as Johnson Controls, but how we partner with our customers to be able to deliver on their goals. And it's supported by incredibly strong leadership team that's focused on delivering top-tier financial performance and very attractive shareholder returns. So as an investor, as you're thinking about your investment capital, I would leave you with this, that Johnson Controls is positioned to be able to outperform the market with above market growth. We'll expand margins 250 to 300 basis points over the next 3 years. We'll continue to deliver over 100% free cash flow conversion. That gives us over $8 billion in capital to deploy, and that's not only supporting organic reinvestment, but also an attractive dividend, steady share repurchases with strong M&A with 1% to 2% growth above what we achieve organically, and then most important, positioning with all of these fundamentals to deliver double-digit adjusted EPS growth. So again, I couldn't be more excited about the plan that we've outlined here today. You're going to hear more from the management team, but couldn't be more excited about the next 3 years and the confidence that I have in our ability now to take all that we've done and everything that we've got in place and put that to work to be able to accelerate the top line above market and be able to deliver very, very attractive returns to our shareholders.